All right. I'm excited right now. So this whole thing comes as, 6 separate, sessions. In this first one, I wanted to get the technical stuff out of the way because I want you practicing podcasting as we're going through some of the other things, whether it's just simple, maneuvers to get yourself going and through this, but simple stuff. And I'm going to say right up front that I am not getting paid by Anchor or Spotify or a combination of the two for recommending this platform. As I say in the conversation notes, I've been doing this for a while. This kind of setup was not available 6.5, 7 years ago, but you can literally, we're going to walk through this here in a minute, start off with a name and a picture. And I talk about that and set up a podcast complete in 15 to 20 minutes. Just that simple. And I'm trying to go simple and easy so some of these barriers that I ran into and other podcasters have run into do not affect you. I'm going to say up front, this solution isn't perfect. I put my podcast on this platform and I really like it. I use a different solution. But again, if I was starting a show right now, I wish I had all these tools available to me. I wish I had all these tools available to me 6 years ago. Life would have been fantastic. When way further down the road. So I'm going to have the show notes with a lot of this in it. I'm going to look at the YouTube page for Anchor. It will walk you through how to use this. This is designed to where you can literally open your phone or open your, PC or laptop and within minutes be podcasting and publish a show. And if you use a digital audio workstation, I use Audacity. You can record an episode and upload it, and you've got a podcast. If you make a video and you want to turn it into a podcast, the functionality is there, and it's free. So I'd rather you learn and cut your teeth on a tool like this, a platform like this, rather than go out and buy software, expensive mics, and all other stuff that is nice to have, but sometimes can bog people down. I'm more concerned with you getting reps in right now. Okay. So I'm not getting paid. I like the platform. I use it, and I'll explain how I use it, and I'll get you using it. Here we go. Okay. Here's the login page. It's anchor.fm. You come into the login page and you can create an account right here. And the account creation process that I list in the show notes goes over how to do it. Takes a minute. You're going to get an email from Anchor to confirm the account. We're going to go and log in with this dummy account I got going right now. I don't use Gmail, so that's why I wanted to do it. You should never save your password. So this is your landing page, and I'll go over it, but regardless, I've already kind of gone through and done this, but when you create your account and log back in, you're going to get this checkbox thing right here. And these will be, blank. But I really like the way this is laid out. They're going to want you to go right in and create an episode and then set your podcast up, learn about monetization and then share to get listeners. I mean, really, really stupidly simple. And I did want to touch on this. From new episode, choose quick upload and select a video file. And then you're going to create an episode or record a new one. Your video will be available on Spotify and we'll send an audio version everywhere you distribute your podcast. So if you create a video, like you set up your camera, your cell phone camera, and you talk to somebody, you can take that MP4, MOV file, upload it, and it will make a podcast file for you, and then it will also put the video up. It's pretty freaking cool. So you get in here and you're going to see in the show notes where you have, create an episode and set up your podcast. Okay. We're going to go, and this is your dashboard right here. These are your episodes. I just played around with this. I'm going to actually delete these. Actually, before they do that, you can go here and view the episode details. Pretty cool, right? These are your share buttons to your social media. You have an audio editor, but it doesn't really do much. When you come back into Anchor after you've set up your account and it says create episode, you're going to have these options right here and these options over here. I'll talk about this first. If you have a digital audio workstation like Audacity or something else, you can simply upload your file from here, right here. And it's also, they're really pushing the video side of this. They want to compete with YouTube. And I really like, again, they lay all this out better than I possibly could. I mean, they really, really do this well. You can walk right through it. It opens in a new tab and it's easy to see. But you can record from this option. You have a library. And so if you want to record multiple tracks and keep them and then publish them later, you can. You can take music that's allowed to from Spotify and add them to your episode, which is pretty cool. You can have listeners interact and add messages and even put in transitions. I mean, it's really cool. We're going to focus on just recording right now. So you come in and you hit the record button. And also, I'm just nerding out about this. I really like how they have these color coded. Red's record. I like that. So you hit record and these options come up. And what it's looking for now are, recording. Your input is your input device. You're inputting your device. I'm going to switch from my camera and go to my Zoom L8, my mixer. And don't worry, if you have a cell phone or a USB mic, it's all going to be right here. Okay, you can't go wrong. And then you can literally click record now. And we're recording a podcast right now, or we're recording right now, and my voice is being captured through my microphone, through the mixer to the PC, and through the browser on Anchor Live right now. You don't need a super huge, fast PC to do this or a big tricked out MacBook. You don't need really a lot of processing power. You just need a stable internet connection, power, and the ability to do this. And so it's taking this episode in right now, and you could talk for whatever. It says heads up. You can record for up to 30 minutes in your web browser. If you'd like to record for longer, you can use any app on your computer and then upload the file. And I'm going to tell you this, 30 minutes is about all I want you to do anyway. 20 minutes to 30 minutes. There's no reason at this stage of your podcasting career to try to hit an hour unless you absolutely need to. In that case, I'd rather you break it down into 2 different shows and do it that way. I'm more worried about reps and repetition and doing the process than trying to talk for a long time. Okay. So we're talking right now and it's recording, and you can watch yourself doing this, and it's just easy. Now, you're not getting any levels or anything else like that, but it's not intended for that. You can just simply record and talk into it and make your show. So we've been talking, we're going to click stop recording. You can see some of the other media I've had here from playing around with this on this dummy account. But, you know, if you had a series going, you could keep all your shows right here and make sure that it's all set and set this on the web. It's backed up for you, which is good, but I want you to get in the habit of making sure that you have backups available and, you know, things done to, you know, make sure your recording is safe. All right, so we've recorded our show. We want to upload these into making a podcast. It's really cool. You just take your mouse and put it over the track and drag it to the upload mechanic, and it will start populating this show into Anchor, and you click Save Changes, and bam. So, you know, right now we have a like almost a 2 meg file, then half long. We just call this, I'm going to call this Anchor Test. And down here, I really like this. You can put in some nice show notes. You can link out to pictures and other things. This is the description. Don't be too wordy here. What I mean by too wordy is you have down here 4,000 characters to use. You want to keep this to like 300 words max, but if you need to use it, you can use it. The other cool thing is you can schedule. You can schedule the show out if you need to. And this is optional, but I'd like you to get in the habit of maybe not putting a season number, but definitely doing an episode number and getting used to setting these options here. And then right here, like if you have a podcast logo, or you have somebody else's logo for your show, you can upload new art, right? You can go here. We're going to select, I don't know, this shirt, this picture right here, and go save, right? It's going to take the file and ingest it and upload it, and that's the you know, podcast art for this show. And then we can go publish now. And then cool, right here you have you know, an option to share right to Facebook, Twitter, or copy the link. If you have WordPress, you can convert it to a blog post if you'd like to. That's something that you can decide to fool around with. If you have a WordPress site or you want to use WordPress, it's just a value add. And there we go. So you have additional buttons here. You have, you know, audio here. We can hit play and it will play back right here. You're all set. So let's go back to our dashboard. And it looks like, you know, right where we came in. But here's the cool thing. We hit public site. Bam. Look at that. This is how it looks on Spotify. Pretty cool. Here's your Spotify link for your show that you can share out. Here's your Anchor link. Here's your RSS feed. You want to enable this. And then here are all the ways you can distribute your podcast right from Anchor. So you might have to go and use like Apple Podcast Connect, right? You might have to create a different ID for each one of these. But the thing is, you need to go through each one of these and create an ID and a way to do it, right? but it will walk you through how to do this on all, and these are all the major podcast hosting sites, right? Some pretty big ones. You got Amazon, iHeartRadio is a must. Google Podcasts is a good one. Apple Podcasts is a must. And this is going to take you a little while to go through all these, get them set up. But once you do, when you hit publish, because you have this feeder done, this RSS distribution done, RSS stands for really simple serialize, I think. You hit publish and it will go to all these other feeds. And that's how you're going to really start growing your following. You can go to update settings and, you know, you're going to, you know, put your mission or purpose here for your podcast. You can change your cover art right from here. And I talk about this where, you know, initially your logo should be something like your face with your podcast name. You can change the cover. You have all these options down here. Your custom anchor URL. You can put your all your social media feeds right here, the big ones. You just have a lot of options here to use. So take your time and go through this. The phone app works very similar, where you just go to your app on your phone. I'm going to have that written out, and also the YouTube channel really does that one well. I think it's easier to start your show from a computer. Mac, Windows, doesn't matter, but get on the website and set up everything then on your phone, and you can get it going. The cool thing about your phone is, I'll try to do this. Let's see if we can get this right. That's a cool thing. So this is where you record from your phone, and it has that button there in the middle saying invite friends to join. If I press it, it'll eventually take me and try to get my contacts or from Facebook. When you use your phone, you can go remote with your friends. So through the app, you can, you know, invite a friend, send them a link. It'll pull them into the Anchor session, and you can do a guested show with your cell phone. And it's really cool to see. There's several videos on it on the Anchor YouTube page. I want you to take this first one and practice just making test dummy clips, seeing how the mic position works for you, see what kind of mic you use. You may like a pair of headphones like this. Well, can't see them for. You might like a microphone like the one I have right here. You can even get a USB microphone and just plug it in your computer. So I'll have the URL at the end of this video. You just go right to the URL, you sign up. It literally takes you 5 minutes. And if you get adventurous enough, you can start testing recording. We're not making a podcast yet. We're just trying to get you to log into the tool, use the tool, go through the workflow. Think about what you want for an image, what you want your podcast to be. Check out the different, you know, areas to feed from and see what you think. Okay. So I really want you to enjoy this. Take your time with this. I have notes that will kind of walk you through some of these. And again, we're not asking to podcast right now. I don't want you to do that. We don't want to do that. We just want you to literally get on and maybe do a little journal, delete them when you're done, but get in the habit of going through it. And then next, what really happens next, the next couple of modules, conversations, courses, whatever you want to call them, is us really becoming a podcaster and starting to make this thing work. I'm excited to be here. I think it's going to be a great experience for you, and we're mission flight.